This is Adrian Heskin, rode in the first race. How did we fare in the first, Mick?
Ran well, finished second, bumped into a good horse of Nigel Twist and Davis's, so happy with our horse and he should win in the near future.
Well, we did say he had a little each way chance, but we didn't think he'd win, so I gave Mick a lift up today, bought the coffees this morning. He said he's going to buy a McDonald's on the way home if he wins the big race today. He rides Mr. Whitaker for Mick Shannon, the ex-England football player. How's he going? You sat in him a couple of times.
Yeah, I've been down to school him recently and I worked him in Newbury last Sunday, so he should be fit. And it's a step up in grade from last year for him, so hopefully he can handle that. There's only 5 runners in it now, so he'll get some prize money with it here around anyway.
Yeah, and it's all about the money for you, Mick. Same as myself, right? Adrian, top class jockey, ridden Cheltenham Festival winners. The biggest winner though I remember him riding was actually at Sandown. What age were you at Sandown when you won on Church Island?
Church Island, I was just turned 18. So it was one of my first trips to England, and it was all new to me, so it was a great day.
And everything was happening back then, but he's moved over from Ireland over to England 2 years ago now, over Tom George, riding plenty of them. But this season he's got stable, where he's riding all, what's his name?
Max McNeil.
Max McNeil's horses. How many has he got in training?
About 30 horses in training. He's had horses in training with about the last 12 years, but he's really getting into it now, and he has 30 for this season, and hopefully keep building. It's a great job for me to have.
Yeah, he ended up actually riding 2 winners for him at Chepstow earlier on in the week, and the owner actually said at the race when he was interviewed, never had a double in his life. So his favourite jockey and his number 1 jockey is Adrian/Mick Heskin. Now, where he got the name Mick from, okay? You have to be a little bit discreet here, okay? So I haven't told any of them, but we were out in the pub on a rare night off that we got a long time ago, and he told me his name was Mick Heskin. And do you want to tell them why they call you Mick?
It's a bit early for the story. We'll just say my father's name Michael, so they call me Mick.
Yeah, well that's a lie anyway. I'll tell you the truth up in the box later on. But I'm holding on to my hair well. It's going a little bit grey at the minute. Adrian, lovely blonde hair, natural. He's keeping it quite long at the fringe at the minute. Whenever I go out in the pub on a night out, I generally like to do this with you, Mick. So see the way he's keeping it over the fringe here. What age are you now, Mick?
26.
26. How long do you think you're going to keep that for?
Oh, I'd keep it forever.
Oh, I'd say I doubt it now.
Blondes never go bald.
I say you're going to look like this gentleman here on the phone here before too long. Right, guys, Adrian's got to kick on in here because he's got a big ride coming up. 2 questions here. Anyone got a question for Adrian?
What shampoo do you use?
Well, he definitely uses better shampoo than you. But go on.
Whatever's given to us, head and shoulders.
Yeah, if he gets free Tesco stuff inside in the weigh room, he'll use that.
That'll do fine.
So where are you based?
I live in just outside Cheltenham, and I could go to 6 or 7 yards every week, so it's a lot of travelling involved.
So do you have a driver to take you to?
Unfortunately not.
Excuse me, who drove you up here today?
Yeah, David driving me.
Well, I didn't drive you. We got an old boy to drive us up today called Bob, and so I paid him to drive us up today. I rang him the other day, right, and this is a good story. I rang him the other day, and it was through a friend. So I never actually met him before. I rang him up, and he's 70 years of age, right? He gave me his date of birth to put him insured in the cars, and he had a real husky voice. So I rang him last night to make sure that he was still alive and hadn't actually died. And to be fair, he hadn't. But he hadn't met us at 6:30 it was this morning at Tewkesbury. So I rang him again anyway. Well, he was just down the road, but he surprises me every time that he picks up the phone that he's still with us. So we got into the car, and to be fair, he'd never driven my car before and never met him before. It was a bit scary the first hour.
The first hour, yeah.
He's
like a horse. It took him a while to warm up.
Yeah. But to be fair, he's got us here safely today, and we actually think now, hopefully Adrian will go out, ride the winner in the big race here in about 45 minutes' time. But our biggest challenge won't be the fences out there in the course. It'll be getting home. There's no traffic on the road this morning, but it's going to be absolutely jam-packed. M6 car park. If we get back alive with no dents in the car, in one piece, what are the odds? What price would you give that?
100 to 1.
100 to 1. Right, guys, give him a round of applause. Come on.